Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site, we have Walter Klemp. He's the co-founder and executive chairman of Soliton. We're going to take a look at a very lucrative market, the tattoo removal and cellulite reduction space. I am sure there is no shortage of business for you. Both segments equal almost $6 billion in that market, and your technology is there to help people achieve their goals.
It's a huge potential market, and we couldn't be better positioned, we think. We've got an entirely new form of acoustic pulse technology that has a very unique way of addressing these issues.
All right, and how does that technology work? What does that mean, acoustic pulse?
So think of it this way. We're creating acoustic shockwaves, sound shockwaves, kind of like when an airplane breaks the sound barrier. Only we're doing this in essentially nanoseconds, and that's short enough, abrupt enough to go down to the cellular level, and we can actually target structures within the skin based on their size and their density.
And how long does it take for tattoo removal? Is it quicker than traditional removal processes?
So currently, tattoos will take an average of 10 office visits over a year or 2 years of time. It's a very lengthy process. We can now reduce that down to about 2 to 3 office visits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And same thing with cellulite removal?
So with Cellulite, we just announced results this weekend to the scientific community at a dermatology conference in Nashville. And with a single 20-minute treatment, we're seeing reduction in cellulite severity scores of 20 to 47%. Non-invasive treatment, and that's a very significant reduction in cellulite.
Are the results lasting, or do you have to come back for maintenance? How does that work?
So we're still learning about this technology, but so far we've seen results that have lasted 3 months, and they've only gotten better over time. We'll be looking at the 6-month results next, and we're optimistic about what we think we're going to see.
And same thing with the tattoo removal version, that's showing promising results as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the things I like to do to give perspective on the improvement that we're seeing in cellulite is cool sculpting. You know, the fat reduction technology that Allergan paid $2.4 billion for in 2017. Well, that fat reduction capability is about a reduction of 20 to 30%. So to see up to 40% reduction in cellulite scores is a huge change. So we think, now by the way, these are preliminary results, and so we need to learn more, but if this is indicative of what we can do for most patients, we think this is a huge game changer.
And what's the timeline look like for the FDA approval process? Because it's not something that happens overnight.
Sure, it's probably the most important ingredient in terms of getting our product onto the market. We made our application to the FDA for market clearance for the tattoo indication back in March of this year. So with a little bit of luck, we could be looking at some early good news here.
All right, and let's wrap up here. How and when will the public have access to this?
Well, once we get that regulatory piece taken care of, we've got to finish up the commercialization of the device. We think, practically speaking, we're probably looking at the second half of 2020 for a product launch.
All right, encouraging for Nasdaq-listed Soliton. Thank you so much, Walter, for joining me.
Thanks, Jill.
And thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.